Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to this channel, please do so. I want you to ring that notification bell. That way, when I drop a video, you'll be notified. In this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I wrote some questions down that are asked on a continuous basis, and I hope that this video clears up some of the questions that are asked. So if you're somebody that is just starting out with credit, just building credit, hopefully these questions will help with your credit journey. Okay, so like I said, I wrote some of these questions down, so I apologize if I'm looking down and I'm not looking in the camera, but I'm just going to be reading some questions that I wrote down. The first question that I got was from James. His question goes like this: I have been following your channel for a year now. When I first started watching your channel, my credit score was around 480. Now I'm in the mid 600s. Thank you for all your advice. My question is, I have gotten 2 unsecured credit cards and I'm not sure what is the best utilization rate I should use. Some YouTubers say 30%. Then I hear I should pay it off every month. What should I do? Well, thanks, James, for following the channel. That question is asked a lot. That's why I included this one in this series. The question is, what is the proper utilization rate? Okay, if I'm understanding the question correctly. Some say 30%, some say you should pay it off. Okay, so here's the thing about utilization rates. Okay. You will hear a lot of people on YouTube say that you should be anywhere under 30%. You will hear me say anything under 10%. But if you truly want to optimize your credit score, you should be anywhere from 2 to 7% on your credit cards. The closer to 2, the better. All right. You don't want to be at 1. You don't want to be at 0. All right. You want to be between 2 to 7%. And here's why. So the FICO algorithm is derived by how you use debt. I would say like 2/3 of it is like how you use debt. How are you with handling debt? And so if you don't have any debt, meaning no debt on your credit cards, it's going to count against you. So you don't want to have a 0 balance on your credit card. You will hear some people that are on YouTube that believe in like using their credits, maxing them out, and then paying them off by the due date. And that way they can get the rewards. However, they are not optimizing their credit score. All right. Now, no matter what you say, you want to stay in between 2 to 7. The closer to 2, the better. Okay. And I just want to clarify that because I get so many people that ask me that question. What is the proper utilization rate? Okay, is it 8? Is it 1? Is it 0? You want to stay between 2 to 7%. Now, the closer to 2%, the better. There was an article that just came out that said the closer to 1%, the better. I just, my personal opinion, the closer to 2, the better. If you can, even if you pay your balance off and it's 2% left, right? Even if you pay your balance down and there's 2% left, you are optimizing your credit score. Now, if you have a lot of credit and you can't pay that debt off, that 2%, like let's say you have $20,000 worth of debt, or $20,000 credit limit, but you have a 2% balance that you can't pay off, or let's say it's $100,000 worth of credit limit, and you can't pay that 2% off at the end of the week once you get paid, I wouldn't carry a 2% balance. I'm just going to be honest. Like if I don't make a lot of money and I'm not in a situation where I can carry that 2% balance and pay it off with my next paycheck, then I wouldn't carry the 2% balance. Some of us that have been following this channel, they're actually getting a lot of credit. So when you're talking about getting a large credit limit, I guess the sweet spot is, first, can I pay it off with my next paycheck? 2 is, if I can I keep it right around 2%? And if I can keep it right around 2%, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to really focus on anything else. I'm going to try and keep it right around 2 to 3%. If I fall below maybe 1%, or if I go over to 3%, I'm okay. Even though I can still pay it off with my next paycheck, I can manage my credit, optimize my credit, and I'm going to be in that sweet spot. Anything outside of that, you're just going to be losing points. And what I'm going to say to you is this: any person that tells you to carry 30% on a credit card does not understand credit. I don't understand how you can give someone the advice of carrying a 30% balance on your credit card, and you're losing so many, because having 30% utilization rate on your credit card is like having a collection on your credit report. Okay, so I can go on all day about this. I wanted to answer these questions quick. I didn't want to make this a situation where I'm extending the answers on these questions, but I hope I answered that clearly. You want to stay between 2 to 7%. The closer to 2, the better. All right, 2 to 7. That's the range you want to be in. And like I said, the closer to 2, the better. Okay, so the next question comes from Charlene. And she says, "Hi, Kenny. I already have been building credit when I came across your YouTube channel. I get confused between the due date and statement date. I paid off all my credit cards, but I genuinely get confused between the two. I love watching your channel. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Charlene. I'll keep making these YouTube videos." And this question is asked a lot. Should I pay my credit card by the due date or the statement date? Okay, I'm going to try and make this as simple as I possibly can, because I believe that a lot of times people overcomplicate. I'm complicating a simple word, but overcomplicate something that is really simple. Okay, so what happens is you have a due date that you need to pay everything by, right? So your due date may be the 10th. About maybe 5 or 10 days later, you're going to get a statement date, right? Now, the statement date is going to actually calculate all the interest, late fees, and all that other stuff that occurred all the way from the due date on, okay? So you always want to pay everything by the due date, okay? If it's your due date is the 10th, try and get it to the 2%, right? Try and get it to the 2% by the due date, and don't worry about the statement date. If you guys are following all my advice, of course you want to pay your bills on time, but if you're staying in that 2% and you're maintaining your credit to where you could pay it off by your next paycheck, God forbid you lose your job, you could say, okay, I want to pay this off because I don't want to get myself in a situation. As long as you're doing these things, you're going to be okay. Don't overcomplicate the statement date, the due date. They have these ways of calculating things. And what I mean by that is not every credit card company calculates interest or provides a statement date like for example, Capital One might do their statement dates completely different from Discover. So it's not a blanket statement that I can say. You do want to pay everything by the due date. You want to pay it down to as close to 2% as you possibly can. And you want to maintain your credit to the point where if you, God forbid, you have to pay it off, you always can pay it off within your next paycheck. And I'm talking about completely pay off your credit, not just get it to 2%, but completely pay your credit card off. So if that 2%, like I said, if that 2% is too much for you, you don't want to go that high, right? If you've been following this channel and you've gotten a lot of credit, just keep your credit utilization to 2 and pay it off by the due date. Okay, so hopefully I answered those two questions as accurately as I possibly can. If you have any more questions, you can still reach out to me. Okay, my next question came from Mike. Mike goes, "Hey Kenny, I've been watching you from the days of Ztegrity. I've been following your advice. I have the Ox Publishing, Hutton Chase, Capital One Secure Credit Card, and Open Sky Credit Card. I just recently started the self account for the smallest balance. Do you think with all these lines, do you think it's a good idea to start a MyJewelers account and New Coast account? Thanks for all the great advice. Thanks, Mike, for the question. Mike, here's the thing. If you've been following me this long, you know I'm not a real big fan of Ox Publishing. You know I'm not a big fan of Hutton Chase. Here's why. I believe in being as efficient with your money as possible. So if you have funds to allocate to things, they have to work in your favor, and they have to work efficiently in your favor. When you get these small accounts like Hutton Chase and Ox Publishing, they're great accounts. It's always great to add trade lines to your credit. Here's the difference between an Ox Publishing and a Hutton Chase, right? And a MyJewelers New Coast Direct. So the Hutton Chase and Ox Publishing, these credit limits are really hard to build up to that $5,000 mark. Whereas a MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct, they already start out with that high credit limit. They start out with that $5,000 trade line. So of course you want to start out with the highest trade line. And here's why. And it goes with the answer that I need to provide to you with the question, okay? Because the question is, should you get the MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct? The answer is yes, and here's why. When you start out and you get secure credit cards, right? Because I believe in your question it says that you have 2 secure credit cards. If you have secure credit cards, chances are you're not getting these high balances on your secure credit cards. You're not putting down $5,000 on a secure credit card. When you start building your credit score up, you start getting to the 650, 680 range, and it's time for you to apply for a unsecured credit card. The financial institutions do not want to go a huge limit above the credit that you've already established. Okay, so chances are if you have a $200 secure credit card, if they do give you an unsecured credit card, it's not going to be a healthy balance. So what I usually tell people is get these lines of credit, the MyJewelers and the New Coast Direct, because it's going to help you drastically when you're trying to apply for credit and even when you're trying to maintain your credit. These 2 accounts are probably the most efficient accounts that you have. And I'm going to add a couple of things onto your question. Is the MyJewelers. Now, the MyJewelers, yes, you can go in. There's a link for the MyJewelers account. If you guys are interested in getting this account, you can get this account with one of my links. I do have to let you know, if you do use my link, it's an affiliate link, and MyJewelers pays me a small commission. Okay, I just want to put that front and center. But if you do use the MyJewelers account and the New Coast Direct account, you pay the $99, right? You pay the $99, then you pay half of it up front. And then every year after that, the annual fee or the membership fee, what they call it, is $99. But you get to keep that $5,000 trade line. Now, when you think about a $5,000 trade line for $99, I have clients that come to me and they talk to me about authorized user accounts, and they try to add these trade lines to their account, and they're willing to pay thousands of dollars to get trade lines added to their account. And these are authorized user accounts. They're not primary accounts. So you're actually adding a primary $5,000 account to your credit score. And I don't know if you understand how powerful that MyJewelers account and New Coast Direct account is on your credit report. So if you're somebody that don't have these 2 accounts and you have a very low credit score, you're in the 400s, 500s, and you don't have these 2 accounts on your credit score, you haven't been really paying attention to what I've been talking about or what I've been trying to teach you guys now for 3 years. Because these 2 accounts is going to help you in so many different ways. Let's say you start extending your credit and you start maxing out your credit cards. These accounts are going to help your utilization rate and keep your utilization rate really low. I have clients with really good credit that I still put on these accounts because it helps lower their utilization rate, right? And so These are great tools. Like I said, if you guys haven't gotten these accounts, I would go into the description of this video, click the links, and just look at it. You don't have to get it. Just look at it, take a look at it, and see if it's something that's going to help you. But chances are, if you have a very low credit score, the MyJewelers, the new Coast Direct is definitely going to help you. I don't care how many trade lines, especially if you're still working with Hutton Chase and Ox Publishing. Yes, those are trade lines, but those trade lines, chances are you probably got it up to about $2,500. Hutton Chase, I see people would get trade lines for $700, and the amount of money that you have to spend to get that $700 trade line is just not worth it for me. And like I said, I believe in being as efficient with your money as possible. So you always want to look, how can I have the most impact with every single dollar that is in my pocket? And to me, MyJewelers New Coast Direct is worth $99 per year to have a $5,000 trade line on your credit report. So Mike, thanks. Thanks for all the positive energy that you always give. I really appreciate it. And thank you for following me since Z-Tegrity. That didn't go the way we wanted it to. Hopefully everyone recovered from that situation. But thanks, Mike, for sticking around. This next question comes from Isabel. Isabel asks, how much do you charge? I have asked this before, but I'm sure you got busy. I don't want to waste your time calling you if I can't afford the price tag. Can you tell me your cost? Much appreciated. Thanks, Isabel, for considering us. Most of you guys know I do have a credit repair company. And I started this credit repair company to help people build their credit. So it's not a money grab for me. So my prices are going to be a lot cheaper than most credit repair companies in this space. But it's not for the fact of we have a cheap company. The service that we provide is a premium service. However, it's not premium priced. Okay, so Isabel, here's how my services work. My credit repair services work. If, let's say you come to me and I look at your credit report, right? Because I'm going to talk to you. We're going to have like a very brief consultation. I don't like people to take a lot of my time, but we're going to have a brief consultation. It's free, right? That brief consultation is free. But then once I hear that you have trade lines, positive trade lines on your credit report, then what I can do is run a credit analysis on you. And basically, that's the beginning steps. And that's going to cost you $99. If I don't think you're a good candidate for our services, we're not even going to go that far. Like if you call me up and you say, Kenny, I don't have anything on my credit report, I'm going to tell you, get your credit first before we even work with you. I'm not going to do anything with you if you don't have the foundation together first. And then I'll probably tell you the steps to get your foundation together. But the first thing that you need to understand is we do the credit audit, and after that, we send the letters out, your dispute letters to the credit bureaus. And then at that point, 30 to 50 days later, you're going to receive an invoice from us for the work that we've done previously. So we don't do work up front. We just, we don't charge you up front. We do the work and then we charge you. That's the way it's supposed to be done, and that's the way we choose to do it. Right now, my clients are paying $99 anywhere from 40 to 50 days. Just because the way that everything is going with the CARES Act, I believe it allows them a 50-day leeway to respond to investigations. We're not getting investigations in 30 days, so we're giving them a little bit more time. The credit bureaus is who I'm referring to. We're giving them a little bit more time, and then you will receive an invoice about 45 days. So my clients are paying $99 basically per month. Every 45 days. Okay. So that's the cost of our services. But like I said, we're not a cheap service. meaning, like a real cheap, dollar store type service. I believe that we're a premium service because we offer so much more than most credit repair companies, like what to do in certain situations. And you guys know how I feel about building credit. Not too many credit repair companies are talking about building credit and optimizing your credit score. So that's what we charge. The long and short, it's about $99 per month. You are going to have Identity IQ with our services because we use Identity IQ to pull your credit report into our software. So you would have to have that service as well. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Isabel. If you're looking to start with us, just go ahead and reach out to me, Kenny@creditliving.com. It's probably better to call me. A lot of times people send me emails and I don't really answer my emails as much as I should because I do run a trucking company. So I'm mainly on my truck and I have a staff that handles emails and stuff like that. But my personal email address, chances are I'm going to, it's going to take some time. So I just advise if you're trying to get in touch with me, call me. That's the best way to get in touch with me. Okay. Hope that answers your question, Isabel. Appreciate that. Let's see. The next question is coming from Russ D'Angelo. I think that's his name. Kenny, I am confused. If a person pays their collections, why would they pay a credit repair company? Okay, so Russ asks, Kenny, I'm confused. If a person pays their collections, why would they pay a credit repair company? That's a great question, Russ. Believe it or not. I don't know if you're really asking a question because you're concerned, but I'm going to give you the reason why. Okay, so you probably watched a video where I stated that I believe that people should pay their collections in certain situations. A lot of credit repair companies will tell you, don't pay your collections, dispute. And I don't come from that school. I come from the school of paying off your collections. So let's say you're a client of mine and you paid off your collections. There's two reasons why you would want to hire a credit repair company. One is chances are if that item is still being reported on your credit report, which most items on your credit report, positive and negative, are being reported on your credit report inaccurately. Anything that's on your credit report that is reported inaccurately can be removed. So let's say hypothetically, Russ, you actually pay that collection on your credit report or you negotiate a settlement with that collection agency. And let's say you got half of it, you paid half of it. It's $1,000 collection, you paid $500. Well, it's still going to be on your credit report and it's still going to affect your credit report negatively. Now, will it help that you paid the collection? Absolutely, it would help. But it would help even more if you were to have that item removed from your credit report. So if you're in a situation where you have a collection on your credit report, whether it's paid or not, a lot of times people come to credit repair companies to make their credit report optimum, right? And when you're talking about making your credit report and your credit scores as optimum as possible, you want to remove collections, late pays, or anything if you can, right? There's a lot of situations where I would say I wouldn't remove this account because the history is helping you more than a late pay. Or if you have a late pay, right? And I know this is a little bit more to your question, but if you have a late pay and you have an open credit card with that company, you have to be really careful. So one, you're hiring a credit repair company to remove the collection, but you're also hiring a credit repair company, a good credit repair specialist, to optimize your credit report, right? Not just your FICO scores, but your credit report, because there's certain things that a credit repair company can see on your credit report that you may want to tweak a little bit, especially if you're getting ready to apply for an auto loan, you're getting ready to apply for a home. you may want to apply or speak with a credit repair specialist. Maybe, it's a situation where you're trying to buy a home and you want to get a couple of more points on your credit score. So they might have an authorized user to help you or something like that. And as when you're talking about optimizing your credit score, it's really, really important to know what you're looking at, right? To have a specialist that really knows what to look at when they're looking at credit reports, right? And so make sure that when you're picking, your credit repair specialist, they understand what the credit report is and not just going through dispute and everything on your credit report. So the long and short answer is to optimize your credit report. That's why you want to speak with the credit repair specialist. Just because the item is paid on your credit report doesn't necessarily mean we can't remove it. Okay, so I hope that helps. The next question, this looks like a long question. Antonio comes from Antonio. Hey Kenny, I wish I found your channel a long time ago. My wife and I have terrible credit. We recently paid this guy $1,200 for credit repair that he promised us would fix our credit. Needless to say, it has been a complete nightmare. I received this notice that he filed a police report, and it has been downhill ever since. We finally gotten everything straight minus the $1,200, but my wife and I are still left with bad credit. We are looking to buy a house in 2 years, and we found you to be the most honest person that tells it like it is. I would love to set up a time to talk with you. I'm willing to pay for your consultation. Looking forward to talking with you. So, Antonio, thank you for that, and I'm glad that you see that what I'm trying to do here and what I'm trying to build here. I'm sorry for your situation. This happens to a lot of people. Okay, this actually happens to a lot of people, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this situation is one, the $1,200 for credit repair. A lot of you guys are paying thousands of dollars for credit repair, and it doesn't necessarily have to be so. Just make sure that the people that you're dealing with understand the rules, the Credit Repair Organizations Act, the rules that fall along the lines of what we can do as credit repair organizations. We're highly regulated. Okay, so this isn't a much as a question as it is something that I really, really want to talk about. That credit sweep that this gentleman did on your credit is highly illegal. And it's frustrating that people are still using these tactics when you're talking about credit repair. And when you have to resort to these type of tactics to try and remove things from credit reports, you're only messing up the client's credit report. You're damaging it terribly because they're going to get red flagged. There's going to be credit card companies that are going to see these red flags, and it's just going to make it an uphill battle for you going forward. So I'm truly sorry you fell into this situation, but just be careful of, you guys. Antonio finally, he came to the light, and he's seen that not all credit repair specialists are created equal, and you want to be careful on who you select as a credit repair specialist. A lot of you do want to reach out to me. You guys want to go through some type of consultation, and my phone number, I always list my phone number. You guys can always call me. If I don't answer your phone call, then I will get back to you. So right now there is no set time that, you have to set an appointment to speak with me, and we can just go through, talk about your situation. If it's something that we can help you with, then we'll go forward. Earlier in this video, I talked about our prices, what we charge. But hopefully, in this situation, I'm glad that it sounds like you got it together. But I would definitely reach out to me because I'm interested to see what's on your credit report and how they're listing everything on your credit report. You might have gotten scot-free from the police department because they're not coming after you anymore, because chances are you got sent some letters from the police department basically stating that you filed a police report and they want some more information from you. And you got worried and you contacted them and found out that, I don't want to say you, but a representative of you filed a police report on your behalf. And now they're looking at you kind of sideways. And that's just no situation that you want to be in. If you are filing false police reports, or a representative of you are filing false police reports, you could get in a lot of trouble for this, right? And there's a lot of people that do a lot of shady things in this whole credit repair industry, because it's really easy to take advantage of desperate people. And time again, you see people talking about CPN numbers. You see people talking about filing credit sweeps and stuff like that. It's just not needed. Charging people $1,200 for credit repair, it's just not needed. That's another thing I guess I should have said in the previous question, is how much do we charge? You can cancel our services at any time, right? And so we're always doing the work first. So if you cancel at the middle, you've already got the work done. I'm not going to charge you again another $99. So you're always getting more work than you are paying for. And we make sure that we try and follow those guidelines to make sure that we're taking care of people. And if at any point in time a customer comes to me and say they're not satisfied with the services and they want to discontinue our services, I'm going to stop them right then and there. And I'm not going to charge them another nickel for the work that we've already done for them. And so a lot of times you see these situations, people paying, $600-700 for credit repair. Obviously, you're paying for months of work ahead of time. And I don't know if that's the right way to do things, to just give somebody a lump sum. You don't pay, for your oil changes on your car, a year in advance. Okay, here's a year's worth of oil changes. You don't do that. But when you're paying people these large amounts of money for credit repair, that's basically what you're doing. You're paying for services for months in advance when you don't even have any credibility with them. You don't really have any references. You don't have anything that really states that what they're providing you is a good service. And so why would you go and pay $1,200? And I'm not trying to knock you, Antonio, but you just got to be really, really careful in this game, because you don't know who you can trust and who you can't, because it's so easy to take advantage of people. And that's why I got into this space. So I hope some of these questions answers some questions that you may have. If you guys have any questions and you guys want to reach out to me, you guys can always reach out to me, Kenny@creditliving.com, or you can call me 858-442-4498. Hopefully, this direction that we're going, answering questions and hopefully getting everybody on the right track. That way we don't keep having to ask these same questions over and over again. Okay, so I hope everyone stays blessed. I hope that, if you guys have any questions, you reach out to me and get the answers that you need. All right, you guys stay blessed. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.